Are you learning something still every time? Like every time you go through the process of making a
all
new
the
album?
time.
Hmm.
And also, I think with music, you're realizing more and more how much you don't know anything at all. Music is so infinite and unknowable, like life itself, I guess. And I think as some people, as they get older, claim to know less and less. And I think that's how I feel about music. It's like it's more and more of a mystery and more amazing and magical. And you realize you're just so lucky to be able to do it. And there's so many great young people coming through and older music you haven't heard. So if you stay a fan, there's more and more things to be fans of, which in itself is inspiring and humbling. And so there's always something that you feel like, oh, I could improve, or I'm inspired by that all the
Yeah,
time.
such a fun time for music too, where it feels like your music was always kind of in that realm, but the genres are just kind of non-existent anymore. It's just
Yeah,
good music, whatever you like, which is how it should be. So,
I think
uh,
you're right, man. I feel like music, if I can speak in a boring way for a minute, music kind of shows where culture could go in terms of how humans work. If you think
mhm,
about the fact that the first gay people that were really accepted was in music. The first place where racial diversity became totally normal was in music. And so I feel that maybe this sort of no genres and there's no us and them in music. It doesn't feel like. And I feel that's such a healthy place for us all to head towards.
it's a cool time to see like Post Malone doing country music or like
Yeah,
on the playlist going from Coldplay to like Chappell Roan.
it's
It's
brilliant. And
such a good.
that's how the whole world could be.
So, what are your feelings? What's going through your mind when you perform a song like "We Pray" for the first time live before an audience, like at Glastonbury?
Yes. Well, what's going through my mind is don't mess this up, which of
Okay,
course made me mess it up. so
of course, always does.
so we've only performed that song once so far as a special thing, and I did make a mistake. But apart from that, it's a feeling of I wonder how like anything that you've worked on in private, when it's shared with other people, it suddenly feels different, and sometimes it feels better, and sometimes you're like, oh, this is no good. So first thing is, I hope this song feels good to play for people,
Hmm.
and for We Pray it did, but that's the kind of thing that it's the same nerves that you have when you're in sixth grade doing the school play or anything. I hope this goes okay.
Yeah. Are you looking for any specific reaction, or is it that people are just having a good time?
It's hard to. That's a really good question because sometimes people will be on their phone, but they're saying something nice, or sometimes they look like they're bored and they're just listening, or
Yeah,
you can never tell.
that's so true. That's such a good point. Where it's just like I can't see their face. What are they
Yeah,
filming? How are they feeling?
I think I'm
It,
looking for how I feel because there's a sort of sixth sense that you have if you do concerts a lot. You can feel if something's working and you can feel if it's not.
well, what goes to my mind with Moon and everything is spheres and just how it all ties in together.
Right.
Like the Sphere in Vegas, I can't imagine seeing Coldplay there. Is that something that's like possibility at some point? Have you been to the Sphere?
I went to see U2.
Wasn't that amazing? Like
It
just the
was
vision.
just, I'm a big U2 fan. It was among, if not the best thing I've ever seen them do. And it took me to this place of just being a total fan again. And I was there with my best friend Phil, who's our creative director in the band. So we'd been working on our band since we were 13, and we loved U2 then,
Yeah.
and especially Acting Baby. And it just made me happy for the band, it made me happy for U2. It made me so inspired. But unfortunately, it made me swear to not play the Sphere for a long time because they nailed it. And I don't want to compete with that.
Can't do it. Oh, it bums me out, but I respect it, you know?
It's
And
like
some
following Usain Bolt. You wouldn't want to
oh
be in the event after that.